What's going on, Craig?
Hey, how are you today?
Doing real good, man. What are you grateful for, Craig?
It's like it sounds funny and people laugh at me, but when something bad happens, I'm thankful for it because is that I've always found that I've learned my lesson on how not to do something or how to avoid something. Gives me some wisdom. So even when bad stuff happens at the moment, it seems like it's a tragedy. Take a big deep breath and you just say to yourself, thank you God for the fact that I've learned one more way not to do something or how to avoid something.
Love that. Really good. Craig, thank you. Yeah, we had a mentor in church years ago who would always say, it's bad, but it's good. And it was mostly regarding tough marriage conversations. Like something tough would happen in our marriage and it'd be really hard. And his wisdom was always like, hey, listen, it's bad, but it's good. It's good. Like, have this hard conversation and your marriage will be better because of it. It's bad, but it's good. It's better to go through this hard thing than to not and sweep it under the rug and have it blow up later. It's bad, but it's good. If you learn your lessons, Craig, which I'm sure you're a man who does. Karen is in Indiana. What's going on, Karen?
Oh, good morning. By the way, you're going to fall in love with the Ohio River when you finish your book of the pioneers.
I'm already falling in love. Why are you in love with it?
Well, I was born and raised near Cincinnati, lived in Chicago for 30 years, and we've come back to Madison, Indiana, along the Ohio, and it's just wonderful.
Oh, nice.
It's wonderful, and I'm grateful for that.
That's a good one, right? To be grateful about our natural beauty around us.
Oh.
We played, I think it was last Monday, we played a bit of a Tucker Carlson speech he gave about our greatest resource that we have in America. Like the thing we should be most grateful for is the natural beauty of this country. And he talked about how he's been all over the world. And we were driving through East Tennessee. We went camping this weekend. And we're driving through the mountains of East Tennessee. And I'm just like, this is stunning. This is so unfathomably beautiful. There's nowhere in the world that can be as beautiful as just the Smoky Mountains. And there's many places like that around our country.
Absolutely. And the same thing here along the River Valley. It's very cliffy and very high, and then it gets flat, and then it gets rolling, beautiful rolling hills. It's heavenly. But I really called to be grateful for good health. I've got a large family, and my husband and I are senior citizen age, and we have great health. We're looking forward to that for the rest of our lives, our long lives. I'm getting kind of choked up. But in my family, we have 2-month-old to 85-year-old. And
wow. What a family picture.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. From all across the country, very active people in their careers, in their pleasure seeking, plenty of opportunities for them to have had accidents or problems, and nobody ever did. Excuse me. It always gets to me how grateful we have been in my family for our good health. My mother died young, but my father lived to 100.
I'm thinking, and have you ever had, Karen, a full table? Have you ever had like everyone together and you just have like a massive table with everyone at it?
It's not been since, well, no, not everyone, because there's in-laws and extended, but we've had up to 30 in a house for a weekend, and we survived
what
it.
A joy. We're still a family. Yeah, what a joy that is.
Yes, and we're internally grateful.
That's great. Karen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling. Thanks for listening. Let's go to Don, who's in Texas. Hey, Don, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
Really good, man. What are you grateful for, Don?
I am grateful I woke up this morning. Because I think that around the world there's probably 10,000 people that did not. And I like to be in that group. Any day above 30, my patients say.
Why is it so easy to take that one for granted?
I'm sorry, say that again?
You know what I mean? Why is it so easy to take that for granted? Just the getting out of bed, just the getting up. Instead of starting with gratitude, like my first thought is, I got to do this and that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What is that?
Well, they say if you want your life to be better, first thing you need to do is make your bed.
Yeah, that's right. Start off with a win. Don, I appreciate the call. Go to Tony, who's in Texas. Tony, what's going on?
I am grateful for a group of ladies, there's 7 of us, that we all came together to start a grief share group because we had each lost a dear loved one in our lives. And we have grown through grief. We started out as grief. We turned out to be more of a get together on Friday nights, have dinner together, lunch, laugh, cry, just go through all the emotions of grief. And I'm very grateful for those ladies. And we one time were even on a camping trip up in Salida, Colorado, and we were laughing so hard at this restaurant, and a lady came over and said, "What kind of a group are you, a book club?" And we all looked at each other, and one lady said, "Shall we tell her?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're part of a grief group." And the lady's face just turned like ashen gray practically. But I am so grateful for those ladies because they have been there through thick and thin for me, and we're still there for each other, even though some of us have moved to different states.
Oh, that's wonderful. That makes me tear up, Tony. That's wonderful. That is like one of the, that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. May I ask, Tony, who was it that caused you to join a grief group?
My son killed himself while on a hallucinogenic 4 weeks before his 21st birthday, and that will be 9 years in August.
Tony, do you have any advice for people who have lost a young child?
Find somebody who you can cling to. Grief is something that you have to work on, just like if you want your marriage to work, you need to work on it. And if you try to bury grief, it will kill you. It will slowly kill you. And thank God I have God in my life, because I don't know how most people can get through the loss of a child, let alone loss of a husband or a wife, somebody who they're very close to, without having God in their life to turn to. And I didn't know for sure if my son was saved, but during his memorial service, one of my dear friends whose husband she died as part of the grief group, he died 8 weeks before my son died, to the day. And she had a dream a few days before that of the service, and she said, "I saw my husband and your son arm in arm, wrapped around each other, smiling and beaming from ear to ear." And I'm like, they're together. And then his former youth pastor got up and said, she saw him with Jesus. So those two things on his Memorial Day confirmed he's with the Lord.
It's wonderful. Tony, thank you. And I'm so grateful. I'm thinking of your moments of joy with your friends and how joyful they are coming out of the depths of the grief. It's beautiful. Amy in Georgia. We only got 30 seconds, but wrap us up, Amy. How are you today?
My husband's
Amy, you
unit,
there? Yes. Go ahead, please.
my husband's unit has been stationed overseas for 9 months, and they're starting to come home. So it's great to see this flight come back, and I'm grateful for all who protect our country.
Come on now, Amy. 9 months.
Yep.
9 months. How have you done it with him gone for 9 months?
Well, this is our 4th deployment, so it just becomes kind of old hat. So, but you muddle it through. There's things that are going to go wrong, but they always come home, and it's always a great reunion.
Oh, we are grateful for you, Amy. Thank you so much.